Hey guys, it's Josh from Active Tours, and today we're in Oahu. We're gonna hike my favorite trail on Oahu. It's called the Olomana Ridge Trail, and this hike is also known as the Three Peaks Trail. Now, it's a really easy drive from Waikiki. From the city center, it's only about 14 miles, and what you want to do is take Pali Highway over the ridgeline and over to the other side of the island, and then you will reach the parking area over here. So parking is usually pretty tricky at trailheads. This is no exception here at Olomana Trail, and so there's a whole section of road that you cannot even park at. You get to the Royal Hawaiian Golf Club here, and then you're going to continue up the road here. It's a public access road as well as private. If you're liking the video, one great way to support me and my channel is to hit that thumbs up. It's actually 0.8 miles on the road till you get to the trailhead, so just keep going up. You're eventually going to see a very small sign on your left. This is the actual start of the trailhead. Almost immediately you start hiking up. Not too steep at first, but it is pretty muddy here. It can be pretty muddy on this side of the island. Now, at about a mile in, you're going to start hiking up along the ridge. Now, it's not really a pronounced ridge at this point, but it is the start of the ridge, and you can look on both sides of this ridge as well. You're going to start getting really beautiful views as well as you keep hiking up higher and higher. It's not super steep at this point, but it is starting to get steeper. It becomes more step-like a little bit further up. So this hike is 4.4 miles total round trip. It's there and back, and it's kind of misleading because 4.4 isn't that far. I could really do that in a couple of hours, but this hike requires a lot of scrambling, a lot of rock climbing, and a lot of very careful positioning of your feet, and so it does take a lot longer than you would imagine for a 4.4 mile hike. In my opinion, this is a very strenuous hike, so you want to be prepared for this kind of workout. You can see here there's a lot of places where there's some ropes and you can grab onto and try to climb up. I would just be really careful about the ropes. You'll see a little bit later that some of the ropes aren't in that great of condition, and so you want to just make sure that you are being safe and watching your step. You don't want to be the person holding onto that rope when it breaks for the first time. Closer to the top here, you get a nice view of the other two peaks, and you're almost to the top of this first one. Okay guys, so this is the top of the first peak, and a lot of people stop here. I would make sure that you're really comfortable with what you've been doing so far. It is much more strenuous on the other side of this first peak. Also, this is the best view by far of the entire trail, so you're at the highest elevation point right now, and you should enjoy your view. If you're not going any further, then just enjoy it. It's perfect. You're not going to get a better view than this one, and the other ones will just be a little bit more solitude. Okay, so after that first peak, everything else is a little bit further downhill from here. The second peak is this one here. It's a little bit flatter on the top. It's a nice place to hang out and have a picnic and relax from doing all the hiking and climbing. And so it's got good views as well. You can also see that third needle. Now the third needle is so dramatic and like picture perfect with that like razor edge. That's why I think the best view is from the first peak. You can see the second and the razor edge third peak, and it's just the most dramatic and really beautiful. And so from here we come on down, and I think this part right here, right after the second peak, is the most steep and strenuous and kind of most dangerous part of a lot of this hike. It's some sheer cliff, and so you're actually really climbing down. It's like pretty decent grade climbing. Okay guys, so now we're gonna start hiking the third peak. The third peak here is the most beautiful by far. Now in Hawaiian, Olomana means divided hill, and according to ancient Hawaiian legend, Olomana was a giant warrior who ruled the lands of the windward side of Oahu. Now the legend goes that Palila was sent to battle Olomana and cut Olomana in half. His upper torso was said to be in the Pacific Ocean, and his lower half is where Mount Olomana is today. Now this is definitely some of the most exposed hiking I've done before. My friend Eunice and I really had a great time on the hike. We finally got to the top of the third peak, and there was a little box with a logbook inside. So thanks so much to the trail angels that provide these logbooks and provide all these materials up here. Now obviously once you get here, you have your whole hike back all the way back to your car. So be extra careful on the way back. Obviously you're tired at this point, and so you want to just take care of yourself, make sure you don't get injured. Make sure you let people know. We did have cell service the entire hike, so that is important to note. I have Verizon Wireless, and so I had cell service the whole time. Okay guys, so that was the Olomana Trail. It was definitely my favorite hike on Oahu. It's one that I will go back and do over and over again because it's so fun. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe. I'm going to be doing some videos on Molokai, another island that I went to on this trip. I also have tons of videos still coming out for Maui and Oahu. I'm going to be doing a best food of Oahu video pretty shortly, so hit that subscribe button, comment below. Also, let me know what your favorite hike is here in the Hawaiian Islands. Thanks again. I'm Josh with Active Tours. I'll see you guys on the next adventure.